just like screaming at me. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I was not screaming at you.
What's with the neighbors? 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 What's with the neighbors?
So first off, you guys, the greatest gift you could give us right now is a review and a rating on iTunes or Spotify
A
or wherever you're listening.
share, also a share. Please share the
A
podcast.
suggestion.
We love it. If you ever see, we always have pin posts up in the group and on our Facebook page that you can share
Yeah.
for the podcast. So we very much appreciate more like, or just, tell your neighbors. Be like, hey,
Yeah. Like,
you're my
hey,
neighbor.
what's with the
Listen to
neighbors?
your
Have you
neighborly friendly podcast that talks about murder and ghosts.
murder? Yeah.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Very baritone-ish.
Thank you. Surprisingly, I can play all ranges, all the way down to bass and soprano. So you can call me a one-man choir.
Whoa.
It's so high and free.
Also, don't call her one-man choir because, first off, she's a female.
A one human choir. You guys, first off, thank you for listening. Wait, I already did this. Never mind. Thank you for
Yes, she did.
listening
I
to
was
us.
like, where's this going? We appreciate you guys so much. Clearly, like we have so much love for everybody.
Yeah,
We do. We do have lots of love for everyone. What's your shirt?
lots of love.
What shirt are you wearing?
Don't do drugs.
Oh, don't do drugs. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Classy.
because
I almost wore that shirt today.
I wore this shirt a year ago today because did I yell at you again?
It's okay.
Oh, I wore this shirt. It went up again.
Yeah, I did. I know. I just watched it go up again.
I wore this shirt again, or a year ago yesterday, or today, because you posted that video.
Yeah,
And I
the
was
Michael
wearing,
Myers one,
I
the
was
Halloween
wearing
challenge.
this shirt.
I should have worn mine. I
Aw,
watched that and
man.
everything. That's
Aw.
cool. I love it.
Do you have a neighborhood story? I don't have a question for you this week.
That's okay. That's okay. I forgive you. I do have a neighborhood story. And
Are you
it
going first this
is
week or am I?
well, clearly
You
you're
went
going
first
first.
last week. Okay.
So yeah, you're going first.
Okay.
All right. So this one is titled Mysterious Bath. And
Oh.
it was a next door post and it says, I think someone broke into my house and gave my dog a bath. She smells fresh and clean, and I know it wasn't me. It's kind of freaking me out. Has anyone else's dogs been given mysterious baths by unknown burglars?
No.
Also, thank you. Thanks for cleaning my dog because I hate giving my dogs baths.
Yeah. But also, like, it's kind of an insult.
Yeah. Your dog stinks.
Your dog
freaking wash your dog, man.
That's, I don't know. I would be weirded out too, but thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thank you. But also, like, I didn't ask you to come into my house and wash my dog.
That's so weird. Is there a
Sorry.
Christmas blanket behind you?
Oh, yeah, there are. I have half the room decorated for Christmas because my in-laws are here. Shout out to my awesome in-laws, Donna and Bill. They're amazing. But yeah, I made half the room like super Christmassy because it's always Christmas at North Pole.
That makes sense.
And I figured it would kind of like help with the creepiness over here, and I had to take down some of the other things. So I was like, I'm gonna take down the Ouija stuff.
You didn't take down our logo though.
I left out the small one. I have the big one, but I have it hidden. So
that makes sense.
The big logo kind of is creepy. So
yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Oh wait. Can I tell a joke?
Yeah, tell a joke while I do this.
All right. Pulling out a joke. Pulling out a joke. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Because he was really scary.
He was outstanding in his field.
Oh my gosh, I should have known that one. We driving down. driving down here, like in passing Oregon and going from Oregon to California, it's all farmland. And so I would point to it and be like, Alice, look at those cows. They're out standing in their field.
That's cute.
She'd
I've
be like,
never heard that joke before.
by the like third or fourth time, she was just like, wow.
Okay, Mom, you can
Okay,
stop.
Mom.
This is how we feel, Alice, when you constantly make fun of us for calling me short.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about Anthony Morley.
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 Morley. Okay.
I
all
think
right.
it's Morley.
Okay.
So there's actually hardly any information about his childhood, so we're starting off great.
Cool. That was all
Yeah.
the questions that I had.
Yeah. What I did find was that he was born in Doncaster, South Yorkshire, England. So across the pond.
Across the pond.
Yeah.
Where they
in
say aluminium instead of aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Oh, I didn't know that. They also call cookies biscuits, so
And fries chips.
yeah.
It's a different world.
Only time it's acceptable is when you're eating fish and chips. That's it.
Exactly. Agreed.
But he was born in 1972. Throughout his life, Anthony struggled with his sexual identity. The details were not clear, but as a teenager, I believe he was about 17. Anthony has said that he was once groomed and then was eventually raped by an older man, and that left him traumatized and deeply conflicted with his sexuality.
That's sad.
Yeah, he was unable to figure out whether he was gay, straight, or bisexual. To some, that's not really, particularly concerning, but it caused Anthony a lot of inner anguish, leaving him deeply conflicted on his identity. Anthony had relationships with both men and women, not just flings, but serious relationships, which lasted several years. As an adult, his confusion over his sexuality turned to anger, which would result in violent outbursts. So that's like, I wouldn't really cover any of that, but it's a key point to the whole story.
Okay.
He drank heavily, which only made these outbursts worse. In 1993, when Anthony was 20 years old, he entered in the Mr. Gay UK contest at the Ritzy, which is a nightclub in Doncaster, that has since closed.
That sounds like a really fun thing to go to.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. He won the heats, and then went to the grand finale at the Flamingo Club in Blackpool.
So was it would that be like a cross, whatever, what are they called, drag show? Or would it be like Mr. Gay, like, are you like trying to show how gay you are?
That's a really good point. I didn't look
What
into
is the
it.
competition?
Well, okay,
let's see how close you guys will get.
Okay, would it be like Miss America, where like what is actually Miss America, just like the most perfect American girl?
That would probably make more sense. People
They're
hate me now. I'm thinking like they're doing like Kiss Chicken or whatever with
yeah. No, I took
Stupid.
it as I didn't really think about it a whole lot, but I was like, it's got to be like Miss America.
Yeah, like
but for
just being right.
Just being
That makes more sense now. Please disregard everything that I just said.
Because yours
They're
would be
not
like a
playing
drag
Gay Chicken.
show.
Yes. I feel so terrible for
But
so
it's a valid point for someone that doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, I still would love to go to one.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It does.
So he went to the grand finales in Blackpool. He was crowned Mr. Gay UK, winning £1,000, which would be $2,687.99 in today's US dollars.
Well, dang.
He also won a trip to the Spanish island of Gran Canaria, but despite the name of the contest, he had literally just won. He and was labeled as Mr. Gay UK. Anthony claimed that he was not gay and he had a steady girlfriend at the time. So,
okay.
would you think that they would like revoke his thing? Like,
Yeah, like you
if you're
gotta
not
pay all this
gay.
money back.
Yeah. So I bet the other contestants were like, he's 40. He doesn't even
Take
go
him
here.
off the wall. She doesn't even go here. Take him off the wall. He no longer gets a picture up there.
So he had a girlfriend at the time. So the not gay Mr. Gay moved to London after winning the contest. He appeared on stage at London's Pride. He was a guest of honor at many LGBT, which now is like LGBTQ,
And a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fundraising events and officiated at special club nights. He also found some modeling work in the city. It sounded as though life was pretty good for Anthony at this point. In 1996, he appeared on the late night dating game show called God's Gift,
Okay.
which derived from the phrase God's gift to women or men. In this
Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Oh, thank you, God. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I just sent you something. Don't look at it yet.
Okay. In this case, the show was hosted by TV presenter and media personality Davina McCall, and it aired during the prime hot time of hours between midnight and before 4 a.m. on Thursdays.
Whoa.
The show.
Who watches that?
My grandma. I don't know.
Yeah.
The show involved 5 male contestants competing with each other to win the affection and votes of a female audience by participating in series of games designed to test their sex appeal.
Oh.
Like performing a striptease and stuff like that.
Okay.
Whoever got the most votes, which I'm gonna guess it's like, is it like actually voting, or is it just like clap loud if you want this, for clap louder if you want the
Raise your
person?
hand.
Yeah. The sound of, anyways. So whoever got the most votes but from the audience won. The winner got to choose a member of the audience to take out on a date. Anthony appeared in one of the show's gay specials. The show was a national embarrassment, not only because it was cringy, but it was also narrated by 2 huge media personalities and notorious pedophiles, Stuart Hall and the one and only Jimmy Savile, which I don't know who any of those are, but Jimmy seemed like Savile. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like super popular, or was.
Okay.
He died in 2011 and was best known for presenting BBC's music chart television show Top of the Pops from 1964 to 1984. Nowadays, he's better known for sexually abusing hundreds of children and vulnerable people in dozens of hospitals across the UK, as well as on the BBC property throughout his entire career. So
he sounds like the kind of guy you don't want babysitting your kids.
Yeah, so it makes sense why they're like, okay, I guess you can have this show on a Thursday between midnight and 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, no one watches this.
So the game show God's Gift went on for 2 seasons, which is actually impressive considering how terrible it was. It was on from January 1996 to April 1998. Anthony was announced the winner on his episode of God's Gift and got to choose a lucky man from the audience to go on a date with. And in the audience was a man named Damien Oldfield. Damien and Anthony did not know each other at the time, but they will actually meet in the following years. So at some point after winning God's Gift, Feeling as though his fame from winning Mr. Gay UK was wearing off, Anthony left London and moved to Leeds, which is not far from where he grew up.
Okay.
Once in Leeds, he enrolled in training courses to become a chef. He's like, I'm tired of this on gaming show life. I'm going to become a chef. He turned out to be highly skilled in the culinary arts and landed several jobs at high-end restaurants around the city. He eventually rose to the level of sous chef and
Whoa.
specialized in seafood.
I know what that is because of Ratatouille.
Yep, same. I didn't even know what it was until Ratatouille.
Thank you, Disney.
Thank you, Disney, for teaching us all that we need to know.
Yes.
Anthony's life seemed pretty nice. He was successful and seemed to enjoy some game shows. Anthony's life seemed pretty nice. He was successful, seemed to enjoy the game shows that he had been on. He loved his modeling and he had a good boyfriend. But Anthony was actually depressed. I'm not sure if he ever got help from his alleged rape or was seeking help for it. But Anthony, like I said, was an alcoholic. He self-medicated with alcohol. This caused him to be incredibly mean and angry at the world. It's unclear when this specific event took place, but one time while very drunk, Anthony went after his boyfriend at the time, Sean Wood, with a meat cleaver.
Oh.
After the two had an argument over money.
Oh.
Sean was not hurt during the incident. He said that Anthony was so drunk that he actually fell backwards and was unable to actually attack him with the meat cleaver.
Oh, God.
He's like, oh, I'm and just like falls back.
With the meat cleaver in his hand.
Yeah. An ambulance was still called, and after trashing his own bedroom, Anthony began threatening paramedics with an air rifle. And Bree, do you know what an air rifle is? Because I didn't know.
Is it like a BB gun?
I thought it was. So I actually, at this time, because this is the early 2000s, it actually is, I had to ask my gun expert, Steve Colbert, and he said it can actually kill a deer.
Oh, okay.
Like originally, like it
so it's
started
like a hunting.
Yes.
Okay.
Originally, it started out as a like a BB gun or like an airsoft gun, but they've evolved and now you can put a 50 caliber in them and that will like really kill somebody.
Right.
So it doesn't say what type of caliber it was, but I thought that was interesting because I was like, they're threatening him. He was threatening people with an airsoft gun. Really?
I mean, those sons of bitches hurt.
Yeah, they do. But I had to go to my gun expert. I was like, what is this?
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Stephen Colbert. I have him on speed dial. So Anthony and Sean were actually together for 5 years, but I believe that the meat cleaver kind of was like the end of their relationship because they broke up afterwards.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. So we're gonna fast forward to 2008. Anthony's now 35 years old. He was living in Leeds and enjoying the gay nightlife scene. It was one night out that Anthony met 33-year-old Damien Oldfield, who, like I said, was in the audience of God's Gift back in 1996 and was actually a contestant later that same year.
Wait, I thought he was already with Dame.
He was with Sean. So Damien just happened to be in the audience of God's Gift.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't pick
right.
Damien that night. So in 2008, Damien was living in Leeds and worked for the gay lifestyle magazine called Bent in the advertisement department. Stop it.
Sorry.
I know.
Y'all Bent. Okay. All right.
In the advertisement department, Anthony and Damien were not in a relationship, but they did enjoy spending time together. On April 23rd, they exchanged text messages during the day and, making plans to meet up that night. They're like, what are we going to do? That type of stuff. In these messages, Anthony told Damien he wanted to take things slow.
Okay.
So Anthony's like, listen, like, I know that you work for Bent, so I know that you take things fast, but I want to take things slow. Keep your commentary to yourself. The following morning, April 24th at 2:30 a.m., distressed-looking Anthony rushed into a nearby kebab shop, which isn't just like a shop that makes a bunch of different type of kebabs. And why are they open at 2:30?
Why do they have a what?
You know what I
What?
mean?
What
I
is
have
there?
questions. So
It's a different world.
it's a different world. So he ran into a kebab shop, demanding that somebody call the police. He was dressed in slippers and a white dressing gown, which was covered in blood. When police arrived at Anthony's flat, they found Damien lying dead on the bed. He was completely naked and his throat had been slit. There was blood splattered all over the room. And as crime scene investigators processed the scene, they made a particularly horrifying discovery on a cutting board in Anthony's kitchen. And we're just going to kind of leave it at that for right now.
Okay.
Anthony was arrested that day and charged with murder of Damien. He pleaded not guilty at his trial, which began in early October 2008. Anthony told the court his versions of the events from the night that Damien was murdered. However, he claimed that he couldn't remember killing Damien, nor could he remember anything that happened after he died. He hoped to escape the murder conviction on the grounds of provocation or diminished responsibility. Anthony's account went like this. He said the evening of the 23rd, he and Damien met up in the city and then went back to Anthony's flat. Anthony cooked a meal of seafood for the two of them. They then went upstairs to Anthony's bedroom, where they got into bed and cuddled while watching the movie Brokeback Mountain. The two of them fell asleep. When Anthony woke up in the early hours of the 24th to find Damien performing a sexual act on him, he described feeling violated and betrayed, given that he told Damien that he wanted to take things slow. While Anthony said he couldn't remember anything after that, it was not difficult for detectives to piece together what happened. Anthony got out of bed, walked to the kitchen, and picked up 2 knives. He returned to the bedroom with the knives, and in a vicious, brutal attack, he slit Damien's throat and then proceeded to stab him more than 30 times.
Oh my gosh.
Which the autopsy showed that there were several wounds post-mortem after he had already died.
Oh my gosh.
So definitely overkill. There were also sections of his flesh that went missing from his thighs and chest.
Whoa.
Including his nipples. And something that was weird is over the wound on Damien's chest, Anthony had placed his Lloyd's TBS bank card on top of one of the wounds, which is really weird. There was no reason why he did that. Anthony, so the prosecutor was like, Anthony having to get up, go to the kitchen, pick up the knives, and then go back to the bedroom to kill Damien strongly suggests that he knew what he was doing. So this wasn't like a diminished responsibility sort of thing.
Right.
It was not a spur of the moment attack that had happened as a result of him waking up to find Damien violating him. I mean, if he like woke up and punched him in the face, yes, but him getting up out of bed. So that doesn't mean that Damien did not assault Anthony as he was asleep, but still, Anthony, although we'll never know for sure, as we only had Anthony's side of the story. It does, however, mean that Anthony had to go through the thought process of deciding he was going to kill Damien and how he would do it. The overkill of stabbing Damien more than 30 times points towards Anthony being overcome with rage, so intense that he lost control. A crime scene investigator told the jury that in Antonia's kitchen, there was a blue cutting board with 6 pieces of what turned out to be human flesh on it. There had been an attempt to fry the flesh in olive oil and seasoned it with herbs. It was raw in the middle and brown around the edges. Next to the cutting board was a meat cleaver. The pieces of flesh were forensically tested, and at least one was found to have Anthony's saliva on it.
Oh, no. Oh.
It looked as though he had attempted to chew it and then spat it out. He was like, nope,
Ew.
doesn't taste like chicken.
No wonder why the guy carried around a meat cleaver.
It looked as though he had attempted to chew it. In Anthony's defense, a forensic psychiatrist told the court that Anthony could have suffered flashbacks to being raped as a teenager. The psychiatrist said that Anthony was likely to have been in dissociative state during the alleged attack, which would back up his claim that he had no memory of it taking place. Prosecutor Andrew Stubbs QC described the murder as terrible, horrific, and bizarre. He said that Anthony killed Damien because he could not deal with his homosexuality when he was drunk. The trial lasted 2 weeks, ending on October 17th, 2008. The jury took just 2 hours and 20 minutes to find Anthony guilty of murder. So Anthony Morley will be sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 30 years. He will be eligible for parole for the first time in 2038 when he is 66 years old.
Jeez.
And that is the story of Anthony Morley.
Wow. There's so much irony in there and wow.
Yeah. I bet there was a bunch of iron in his
No,
meat.
I said I
Isn't that awful?
That's
Ugh.
disgusting.
I was not expecting a cannibalism.
I wasn't either.
When I
either.
was researching this story, I was like,
you're just like,
"Eh."
wait, no. Stop.
Why is it just bothered? Like, okay, so the thought of cooking something, like we've heard cannibal stories before, but the thought of him putting it in olive oil and adding
then like doing it like you would with normal meats, like normal foods.
Why does it bother me more?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does me too. No. It's like,
Ugh.
oh yeah, we'll just like fillet it and put it with some, pairs well with some white wine, blah blah blah. No.
No, thank you. Gross. Tell me a spooky story.
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Well, you're here for it to hear it. Okay. So, this week we have a haunted eBay segment. It's been about a month since we've done one, so it's been like 10 episodes since we've done one, so.
No way.
Yes, because I decided I was going to do them like every 10 episodes, but we skipped an episode because we had a 2-parter. So, yeah.
Okay,
Anyway, any hooser.
Any hooser. I like it.
So, I sent you a message with all of the items on there of all pictures. So we're going to go over item number 1, and item number 1 is titled Paranormal Haunted Doll / item Gertie with written 1908 picture postcard. So this item is used. It is $50. And
whopping
it's a
$50.
Whopping $50. That'll get you some great stuff.
Yeah.
It is a 13-inch girl porcelain doll manufactured in 1908.
Okay.
The description of the doll is a it starts out with talking about the person who owns it. And it says, I grew up in an old house. I learned at an early age to ignore bumps in the night or day or evening. You get the drift. My
Sounds like
father
you.
collected. It is what it is. So it's fine. The
Oh,
door
just
slammed. Oh, it's okay.
it's fine.
It's fine. My father collected spirited dolls / items with stories from everywhere he traveled. He passed a few months ago, and my mother is tired of being disturbed by dolls, even though they're supposed to be contained with locked cases in a locked room. Same. I would not be okay with my husband leaving me with a bunch of haunted shit.
Yeah, but why are we locking things up? Like, just get rid of it.
Yeah. If it's
If you
locked,
have
just
to lock,
yeah.
first off, if you have to lock it up, it's not good for you.
No, it's not. It's not safe. There's something wrong with this situation. This whole thing is wrong.
Exactly.
Okay. She's given me the task of repairing, painting, and listing the dolls to sell. Wow, thanks, Mom. Each doll / item is unique. Some are perfect and some have broken parts. Please look at photos carefully. The stories told in their listings were told to my dad when he purchased them. I'll include anything that's been experienced by my parents, myself, or others. Thank you.
Okay.
So, about the doll. Gertie's husband moved his family around a lot. He'd buy a bar in a new town, then sell it when he became bored. They
Hold on.
moved over.
This is the doll's story.
So, a woman named Gertie, her husband.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So-
will just let you tell the story, and
Yeah, just
I will find
ask
out.
questions later.
Yeah,
It's
shut up,
fine,
Amy.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, raise your hand.
Okay.
Okay, so he would buy and sell bars and like move every time they'd be bored. He would be bored, like
Okay.
the life. So they moved over
I know
12
someone
times in
like
30
that.
years. Same. And Gertie didn't have formal training, but she was very intelligent. She took care of business and accounting in the bars. She was a great homemaker and raised happy, good children. She also always had a vegetable garden, no matter where they moved. Gertie was 52 when she passed, so young. Her
Yeah.
sister missed her very much and kept the picture postcard that Gertie sent her in an envelope. Decades went by and the postcard was given to Gertie's great granddaughter. So the postcard was given to the granddaughter.
Okay.
She was interested in the paranormal and held a seance to try to contact Gertie. The granddaughter invited Gertie's spirit to use this doll as a vessel. She thought that she'd failed to make contact until the doll started moving on her own.
Yeah.
It scared her, so she gave the doll to a paranormal society who investigated her, then gave her to my father.
Oh my gosh.
He put her next to a window so she could see outside, gave her poor wilted plants that she helped flourish, and asked her for advice on financial matters. She's benevolent and kind. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Aw.
Yeah, super handy. So like, Gertie, should I invest in these stocks?
Yeah,
Cool.
right?
Break something in make the lights flicker if it's a
Hey,
yes.
Hey, Gertie, these plants are starting to die. Can you please take care of them?
Yeah. She's got a
I
green
love
thumb.
Even afterlife.
Yeah, and also that the great granddaughter, she had another thing coming. She's like, "Ooh, I like the paranormal. I'm super into it. So I'm gonna bring someone into a doll." And then she realizes it works and it starts moving. She's like, "Nope,
Nope.
too much.
Too much.
I no longer like this. I need to take a trip to Disney."
All right,
All
what's number
right.
2? I
Item
already don't like this one.
I also do not, because clowns are the worst. Item number 2 is titled 2 Vintage Haunted Wibble Wobble Toy Clowns. The
Wobble,
condition is
wobble,
used.
baby, wobble, wobble.
Wobble, baby, wobble. And the current bid, because I think they already sold, was $36.
Jeez.
Under under the description, it says these clowns were purchased by my client who collected vintage toys after introducing these toys to her home. After 4 to 5 days, she could hear screaming and crying coming from the room from what sounded like a young child where these toys were stored. After
Nah.
conducting multiple investigations at her home, she decided to donate them to me. These clowns have been in storage since they were given to me on the pretenses of me conducting more experiments with them. The client told me that when they are separated, that's when there is more activity. Just to be clear, to fit in with eBay's guidelines, buyers beware, as I can't guarantee that any paranormal activity will happen once purchasing. Although these items have stopped any activity since I have removed them from the dwelling. So those were the wibble wobble creepy clowns.
Also, is that you and me? Like in the afterlife, we're like, we just want to be together.
Don't separate us.
Don't
We can go
separate
haunt
us.
you.
We will haunt you.
We will haunt you. Okay. So, item number 3 is
I don't like this one.
As you should not. It is, I don't like this one. It says, warning, dybbuk box containing very dangerous demonic entity. Do not open. Do not
Don't have to tell me.
open, man.
Don't have to tell me twice.
It
Also,
has,
maybe just like a cement that thing closed or
Yeah.
something.
yeah, like get some super glue.
Oh, unless your
What's-
in-laws are in visiting.
Open it on up. It's like a genie in the bottle.
I got a demon in a bottle, baby.
The condition is used, and the price is, get this, $206.66. 666.
They did that on purpose.
Cute, isn't it? So cute. Love that they did that. Okay, under the description, it says, first, a little bit about me. I'm a 41-year-old paranormal investigator, and I have been doing it all my life. Nice to meet
Okay.
you.
Nice to meet you.
I specialize in demonology, the occult, witchcraft, demonic, negative entities. I also specialize in freeing people of demonic attachments, clearing houses and building, and using dybbuk boxes to trap demonic entities.
Bree, put that person on speed dial just in case we need him.
Right? Yeah, maybe I should figure out. I should click on this link. I have been very successful at it. I house a very large collection of negative and demonic possessed dolls, cursed items, and dybbuk boxes / bottles. Everything in my collection is 100% legit, and I have documented proof for the particular box is one that I have made and used to trap a demonic entity that was terrorizing a teenage girl. I was
my gosh.
contacted by a family in desperate need of help. There was an actual active portal in their house, causing their home to be absolutely filled with negative spirits.
Oh my gosh.
I honestly have never seen anything like it. On the video clip from their security camera, there are more orbs flying around than I could keep count of. This entity was
Jeez.
making the girl's life a living hell to the point of her attempting to take her own life several
Oh.
times. I went to investigate their house. I had no choice but to trap it and get it out of there. Now the girl is living a happy, healthy, and demonic attachment-free life. Good for her. And good for
Yeah.
him. I must warn whoever purchases this box that it is definitely not to be opened under any circumstances. This demon can and will attach itself to you and will wreak havoc upon your life like you couldn't imagine. This item is definitely not a toy or a joke. Do not disrespect it. It is genuine demonic. It is a genuine demonic item. Do not purchase if you are not experienced enough to take care of it properly.
Well,
for
I
videos,
was gonna buy it, but now
yeah,
I'm, like,
I'm not experienced, so
Not experienced.
I'm not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it.
And I hardly have the experience to take care of my pets. So how am I supposed to
Yeah.
take care of a box
Barely keeping my plants alive
with
at this point.
multiple spirits in it?
But would it become your pet demon if it's in a box?
I mean, what would you do with? I guess you like do the opposite of a pet. You would just like kill it, like keep it like in a dark,
just keep it
trapped space.
But like,
and
and so
don't feed into it. Don't go near it.
and people say like, how many pets do you have? You're like, oh, I have 2. And they're like, oh, what is it, like a dog? Yeah, I have a dog and a demon.
And a demon. They're in the box over there on the wall.
They're
You're
like,
not supposed to touch
just
it.
kidding. You're kidding, right? No, I'm not.
No,
want me
you
to
want to go
open it?
spray some holy water on it? For videos of my collection and my investigations, go check out my pages, Dread and Son Paranormal Investigations. They're on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that. So,
Love it.
item number 4 is haunted antique phone that rings. Batteries not included.
Oh.
No,
So it rings.
no.
Oh no.
It's a call from beyond. All right. The price is at $300. It is used, and the description
Oh my
says
gosh.
this phone was originally used. I mean, it's an antique phone, so that's kind of cool too. But I mean,
Yeah,
you
that
can
is
kind of,
cool.
I feel like you can find those. I feel like they're not that hard to find.
Probably not. I don't actively look for them, so I'm not sure.
This phone was originally used by gangsters in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the 1930 and 40s era. It was
I love it.
salvaged from the Davidson Hotel. All right, a little something about the Davidson Hotel. It's located on 3rd Street in Michigan, and the Davidson Hotel and Theater opened up in 1890, and just 4 years later, it became the scene of a horrific fire that claimed 9 lives.
Oh my gosh.
And when the roof fell down, it collapsed onto 20 firefighters into the basement.
Jeez.
It was rebuilt into a theater and went on to host people like Katharine Hepburn, Paul Robeson, Lionel Ethel, and more notables.
That's cool.
It closed in 1954 and was demolished soon after. The phone has a very intense vibration that surrounds it and has been reported to ring on its own, even though it
No.
is not hooked up. Apparitions have been seen standing next to it just before paranormal activity starts around it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
If it's ringing, you know how like some people they have to answer a phone if it's ringing. They
Yeah.
have to. Would you answer it?
Yeah.
I think I would too.
I think I would.
Like,
I
oh,
would.
it's ringing. What
Hello?
if? What if it's something that I need to hear? You
Hello
know?
from beyond.
Hello, this is Amy. Yes, I'm alive.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Or 7 days.
7 days.
Yeah.
Oh, all those great scary movies. Okay. Apparitions have been seen standing next to it, and just before paranormal activity starts around it, the room pressure becomes thick and almost suffocating.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is a very old and charged item that refuses to be still. The phone was acquired as an estate sale where the man that stole it lived. His estate was sold off after he passed away. This is a really spooky object that multiple spirits surround it.
Yeah.
I've seen a few strange things myself since this object arrived. It's so much that it made the hairs on my back the back of my neck stand up.
Jeez.
The hairs on my back stand up.
The hairs on my back stand up.
Description: vintage silver church offering collection plate haunted by violent poltergeist. Beware. This is one of my newer and scariest editions of available items. I have been truly frightened by the entity or entities who inhabit or own this vessel. I have been slapped in the face while asleep, had my hair pulled out. That's not funny, but I'm sorry. That just made me laugh for some reason.
I want to know. I want to know.
Wake up!
Rising. Oh,
It's like Step Brothers with the balls on his face.
oh my Lord, Bree.
Sorry, Mom Candy. Okay. They also had like just pictures of their hair that had been pulled out too in the description.
Jeez.
Here's what I know and what I can tell you about this uniquely frightened otherworldly item. This came from a church which will remain unnamed, which had been abandoned and closed way off the beaten path in a rural community in the United States. Super vague. We were able to obtain this piece through the owner of the land. The church was on the owner of the land that the church was on, who gave it to us to show us their appreciation for doing a cleansing upon the land. And we did not cleanse this item or 2 others, so we could allow the spirits to remain attached to them. Like, why?
Yeah.
Research.
What the heck?
And we ended up getting a trickster-like entity. Oh,
He's
little
so silly.
prankster, who was
Oh,
violent.
he's just a boy.
He's
That's
just
how
being
boys are.
He's just being funny. Just it's fine.
He's in a silly, goofy mood.
Just the knives get pulled out all the time. It's okay. They're just being silly. It's
my
no.
Lord.
I've only got cut once. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's a trickster-like entity who was violent and made quite a ruckus the night they tore down the old church. We had so much happen, it was hard to even grasp what was happening. It actually scared us. We are seasoned in this field, and we never played with this item except to test and make sure we are able to at least obtain enough communication to know what we were right in leaving this spirit to know that we were right in leaving the spirit for the right owner to work with in whatever you decide to do with this otherworldly entity. In our opinion, we believe this could be a very dangerous item because the spirit is unpredictable. Therefore, we cannot tell you what to expect, but it is a tricky being who is highly intelligent and will communicate when it decides to. We ask that you please have some level of understanding of what you are buying, a spiritual being with its own agenda.
Oh my gosh.
Follow me on YouTube for Phantoms Follow for tips and tricks on how to keep your spirits active.
Don't want to, actually. I kind of don't want my spirits to be active.
I want my spirits to be asleep
asleep and not
and
not
remain dead.
alive.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
They can stay where they are. It's fine. I'm
It's
okay
fine.
with this.
I actually don't want to
we
associate.
have a mutual understanding where I'm alive, they're dead. We're all good with it.
We're all fine with it.
Okay. Item number 6.
I don't
Haunted
like this one.
vintage Fisher Price roly-poly chime ball, very active paranormal item. Yeah, it's the kids' toys that just do it for everybody.
Toys. Yeah.
No. Okay. Condition is used, and it is $79.99. The description is.
Jeez.
I know, it's so expensive, and it's like kind of a rundown toy too. But like you can't I guess like people pay for this stuff.
Yeah.
We bought this vintage Fisher Price roly-poly chime ball on a road trip to Ohio this week.
They didn't even have it for a whole week.
I know. They're just like, oh my God, post this thing.
Get this out of here.
I don't know what called me to it, but I was instantly drawn to it in a pile
an idea.
of Come play with me.
Come play with me.
I was instantly drawn to it in a pile of toys at one of the garage sales we stopped at. We collect oddities and vintage items, so I figured it would look cute on the shelf by the other little vintage toys we have.
It's so cute.
So cute. We have made it home. After we made it home, our dog seemed really uneasy and kept growling at the chime ball, but we've brought home toys that move and talk in the past. She especially hates Furbies. They made sure to note that. So I figured she thought this one was one of those, so she decided that she didn't like it. We were exhausted from the trip, so we dumped all of our stuff in the dining room and went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night to my dog growling and pacing back and forth at the top of the stairs with the hair on the back of her neck standing up.
Jeez.
I tried to calm her down, but she was so upset. I had to crate her so I could get back to sleep.
Right.
Poor puppy.
Yeah.
Everything was pretty normal in the daytime, but last night I woke up again feeling absolutely terrified. I heard a child's voice whispering and singing quietly to itself, and the chimes from this ringing as if someone were rolling it back and forth in the middle of our living room downstairs.
Nope.
At first, I thought I was having some kind of fever dream, but I sat and listened for a minute, and I'm certain that that is what I heard. A couple of neighbors of ours have young kids, and I was convinced that one of them had broken into the house and was playing with the thing downstairs, but when I woke up my husband, he went down and checked on all the doors and windows, and everything was locked.
I don't like
everything was in place, but the chime ball. It was in the middle of the living room floor.
I just got chills.
I don't know how it moved from the shelf. I don't know how it moved from the shelf that I had put it on, and my husband swears he didn't touch it. We will keep this chime ball in the garage until it ships out. I'm not sure if it's something dark attached to it, but my dog hasn't eaten since the incident and has been guarding the garage door and whimpering ever since we put it out there.
Poor babies.
I know. It isn't, other than some dings and wear and tear, it is in good shape. The chimes obviously are working and in good condition. And the figures on the ball move around. Please note that this item is sold strictly as a novelty and should be handled with caution. By purchasing this roly-poly chime ball, you accept full responsibility for any paranormal encounters or disturbances that may arise.
Oh my gosh.
And that is the Fisher Price chime ball.
I don't
Roly-poly
like
chime
that
ball.
one.
Nope, I didn't like any of them.
No, I never like any of them.
Nice or anything. I don't care if they're nice. Like I
But
don't know.
The first one's kind of fun though.
Yeah, the one that makes your plants grow.
Yeah.
Gertie. I like her
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, it's a
Gertie.
good name. That's a good grandma name.
Yeah, it's a cute grandma name. So that is I think that's the third eBay segment that I've done. So
I love those. I love when you do these. They're
Yeah.
always so much fun.
they are fun to do. Like I said, they creep me out when I look them up and give me the heebie-jeebies, and also
mean-
amaze me that people actually buy this stuff.
I know. Okay,
It's
so
crazy.
you hear these scary stories and these haunted stories and these items that are haunted, but it's weird to me that people are just like out there actively like buying them.
Yep.
I don't know.
Especially people that have nothing to do with the paranormal and they're just like interested in the paranormal, but they're not like a paranormal investigator. It's like that. It's like the dybbuk box, the one, not the one that I just talked about,
Right.
but the one that I reported on,
actual,
how
yeah.
that one guy in the apartment ended up with it. Like,
I could
I
never.
remember that it said in the description or whatever that he bought it from that it was haunted, and he's like, I got this. But no, flies started swarming in his house and weird stuff started happening. No, thank you, Satan.
Could not be me.
Not
Not
today.
be me.
Nope.
We are gonna get
Yes.
So
Make sure you follow
yeah.
us on all of our socials at WWT and Podcast. We're on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm missing stuff, but we're all there. YouTube.
You can
Yes.
see
Go on
the
YouTube.
videos or
Full
or
episodes are on YouTube, guys. Go watch
Yeah.
them. They're actually really funny sometimes.
They're
All the
so
time. They're
funny.
always funny,
They're
not sometimes.
always so funny.
Also
And
on our website,
Patreon.
yeah, what'swiththeneighbors.com, you can find our Patreon, you can find our Buy Me Coffee link, you can find our merch. Everything is on there. Go check it out. Help us out. We need help, especially in these
Please.
trying times of having
These
to relearn
trying
things.
times. Oh my gosh, seriously.
We just need help, guys.
We just need help. Please help us.
Also, we
Uh,
just miss each other, so you know.
That too. You know what? If you want to buy one of us a plane ticket, round trip to go
Oh
see
my
each other.
god! And you
We'll
guys can
give
go to
you-
the Winchester house with us.
Yeah, and you
We'll all go to the Winchester house to us, and then we'll go to
all
IHOP.
together.
I don't know why I
Yep.
included IHOP in that, but IHOP sounds really good right now.
There's better food than IHOP that we can
I
go
love
to.
IHOP.
Anyways.
The things that we don't have in Alaska.
Trust me, I am craving a lot of stuff that I have not yet to go to get yet. So I'm getting there.
Yeah, plane ticket to Amy. Just message us, email us, wwtandpodcast@gmail.com.
And you can come to the
Seriously.
Winchester house. We will pay
Yeah.
for your ticket to go to the Winchester
Yes,
house.
we will. Yes.
And hang out with us because we are
Yeah, we're fun.
fun.
We really are.
Have you checked in on the neighbors?
Oh, wait. Do you have a neighborhood story?
Oh, I have a neighborhood story. Yeah. Oops. Okay.
Sorry.
So this is from the DoorDash, like a DoorDash instructions. It says DoorDash drop off instructions. Drop off instructions. Leave at my door. If there are cows out, just honk at them. They are more afraid of you than you are of them. The cats will get you though.
Move over.
Move over. I would also DoorDash to that house just so I could see cows
Yeah, I would be the one getting out to go pet and love on the cows.
and just give them cuddles.
Yes, I love cows. They're so cute.
I know they're
Aw.
they're so big but so toot.
But beware of the cats.
I sent you a video of my dog Ruger when we had.
Oh, is that okay? I was
yeah,
wondering.
he
I
was-
saw that was weird. It looked like he was attached to. Anyway, I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, he was playing keepy uppy with me.
Aww,
Yeah.
babies.
Anyways, we're gonna get.
Yep.
Have you checked on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bring
Bring
Amy
Amy
out.
out.
What's with the neighbors?
Say hi to your cats for us.
Meow. Don't get dead.